In this lecture, we're going to be talking about the TFAR system, a neurolinguistic system that it's not really a formula that you can use. It's more of a notion, an informative lecture that I would like to share with you because it can really change the way you think and your outlook when it comes to your thoughts, your feelings and emotions, your actions, and the results that you are getting. So let's get to it. Now, if you want to summarize what TFAR stands for, thoughts equals feelings or emotions equals actions equals results. Just this one concept, if you really understand it, grasp it, and start applying it with self-awareness in your life, it can change your perspective on everything. Because most people that I meet with and I try to work with, they always talk about the main problem, which is their action. I'm not able to do this habit. I'm not able to perform well in school. I'm not able to do well in my job. And they always talk about action. I'm procrastinating. I'm smoking too much, this, and that. And I'm like, I understand that action is the problem, but there's a root behind every action. There is a thought and there are feelings and emotions. You don't act until you think and feel a certain way. If you don't think about something and you don't feel a certain way, you won't act on it. If you think about smoking and then you start feeling excited about it, you're gonna act on it. But if you think about smoking and then the feelings associated with it are kind of like those repulsive emotions and repulsive feelings that you hate it and you don't want it, you're not gonna act on it. When you think about procrastination, you think about procrastination and then you think about what you're gonna do to procrastinate. So if you have some work to do and then you're like, oh, why don't I just go out with friends instead? And then you get excited and you do go out with friends. But let's say you have a deadline, right? And you feel pressured and you feel stressed, and which is not the kind of feelings and emotions we're looking for, but just for the sake of the example, you think about procrastinating, about going with your friends, but then the feelings that you get, what are you going to feel? You're going to feel stressed. Oh, you're going to say to yourself, no, I can't do that. I have a deadline. I need to finish this in the next 12 hours. I can't be going out with friends. So then you don't act on it. And the combination of our thoughts, feelings, and actions, they constitute and they bring us to the results that we see at the end of the day. People always think that it's their actions, that actions equals results. That's not true. It is true, but it's not completed. The equation that most people follow in their life is missing two fundamental elements, which is thoughts and feelings. And when you start looking at everything you do in your life through the lens of the TFAR system, you start looking at actions and you start observing the root of the action, the thoughts and the feelings. And you change those thoughts and those feelings, you can change the actions. And when you change the actions, you can change the results. Now, the best way to really use the TFAR system is that you need to build it. You need to build the system and then reverse engineer it. What do I mean by that? Instead of dwelling on the actions that you're taking that are, not what you want, think about the results. And what I'm about to explain can be broken down into two sections. And the first section I want to talk about is how do you use the TFAR system if you want to get a certain result? And the other example that I want to talk about is how do you use the TFAR system to change a certain action that you do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or monthly basis, whatever it is. So I'm going to be talking about how you can really use this system to change your results in the next slide. But for now, I want to explain to you very quickly how you can use it, as I did explain it already, how you can really use it to be aware of your actions and change them. So basically, if there is any kind of actions or habits that you are taking in your life and you look at them from the TFAR system lens, you will not just look at the action. You will look at the outcome, at where you're heading if you keep doing the action, the result that you're going to get. You also need to look at the feelings and emotions that you feel while doing it, before doing it, and after doing the action. And of course, the thoughts associated with it. Now, once you become aware, you can start noticing where this pattern is being reinforced. If it's the thoughts, if you're saying to yourself, I'm not good enough, I don't have everything it takes, I always procrastinate, whatever thoughts you keep saying to yourself, and those thoughts that you actually believe, and then you want to see if you are reinforcing them with emotions. If you're saying to yourself, I'm a failure, and then you feel like a failure, you feel that you're depressed, or you feel that you're putting yourself down, which is leading to a certain action, the action is not the problem. The action is not the problem. It's the thoughts, it's the feelings. Those are the real cause of the problem. That's what's leading you to take the action in the first place. But if you change the thoughts and the emotions, then the action would change. If you start saying to yourself, I'm successful, I can do this, I have everything it takes, I can do it, I just need to put in the work, and then you feel excited, and then you feel motivated, you will act differently. And when you act differently, your results will be different. So that's in a nutshell how you can use the TFAR system to really look at your actions, look at your habits, and change them accordingly. When you start looking at the elements and start identifying those elements that are reinforcing this action you're trying to avoid, or even the thoughts and feelings that are preventing you from taking a certain action that you want to take. So now that we got this figured out, let's talk about how you can use the TFAR system to focus on results. So how does it work? Well, first off, you want to fixate your conscious awareness on a result that you want to achieve. Maybe you want to get a promotion at work. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family. Maybe you want to love yourself more. Maybe you want to start working out or meditating. Whatever the result is, focus on a result that you want to get at the end of the day. And now most people, when they don't get the result that they want, they ask themselves, what am I doing wrong? Action. They focus on action. What am I doing wrong? See, but if you change your actions without changing the foundation of the action, you'll be stuck in a vicious loop. Well, if you're saying to yourself, I'm a failure, and then you're reinforcing it with feelings, and then you're going to try to sit down and work, and then you complain that you can't find motivation to do the work. Well, of course you can't. Of course you can't find the motivation because you're not feeding your motivation with the right thoughts and right feelings and right emotions. Now, the second thing you need to do is ask yourself, what actions do I need to take to achieve the desired results? Usually, that's where people stop, right? They just ask themselves, all right, if I want to get a promotion at work, what do I need to do? Oh, I need to work harder. I need to be on time. I need this, I need that. And they miss out. They miss out on a lot of things. They miss out on crucial things. We need to get to the root of the problem, or in other words, to the root of the action that we need to take. If you don't feed the action with the right thoughts and right emotions and feelings, you will have a hard time taking action. And that's what happens with most people. Which brings us to the third step, is to identify what you need to feel, or how you need to feel in order to take certain action. And based on the feelings, you need to also identify what thoughts you want to keep and what thoughts you want to get rid of. If you need to feel confident and courageous and on top of your game, you can't be saying to yourself thoughts like, I'm a failure and I'm a loser and I'm always late and I don't perform well at work. You can't. All those elements, there needs to be this synchrony between them. They need to be aligned. There's a correlation between each and every one of the elements in the TFAR system that you need to be aware of. And they need to be aligned and correlated. And at the end of the day, when they all align and they're all correlated, then they can lead you towards the desired result. So you need to work on the system in a way where you achieve balance and synchrony so that the TFAR elements are well aligned. So please stop dwelling on your action. It's not what we're doing that's wrong, because this is not where the problem starts. The problem starts with how we think and how we feel, the emotions we're feeding ourselves, and the thoughts that we believe. And if we change those, we can change the actions. And if we change the actions accordingly, we can change the results. I really hope that you will be able to use the TFAR system in your life, because when you start using it, you will have a different perspective on all your actions, on your thoughts, on your behaviors, on your emotions, and on your results. When you don't get a certain result, you won't just look at you not taking the right action or you not being good at something and judging yourself based on that. You'll start looking at the root of the problem, at what thoughts you're feeding yourself, what emotions and feelings you're allowing yourself to feel, and then you'll be able to identify the source of the problem, work on it, and by default, if you change the thoughts in a way that matches the emotions, then you change the emotions. And if you change the emotions in a way that matches the actions, then the results will be the synchronized result of the TFAR system. I really hope you guys enjoyed this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.